Hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Warships Blitz with Terry. Today we are looking at a new American premium destroyer. This, with the number 666, is the USS Black. USS Black was a Fletcher-class destroyer, and she was named after Lieutenant Commander Black, who was commanding another destroyer, a Wicks-class destroyer. I think it was something Jones. I have to look up the complete name. Which was sunk by a German submarine off the coast of the east coast of America, which is quite far out, but it was a Type 7C, and she was hunting that night, and the destroyer didn't even see what was coming, was hit by multiple torpedoes and completely sunk, which one of these explosions killed the captain, Lieutenant Commander Black, and the USS Black was named after him. This Fletcher class was commissioned, I think, towards the end of 1943, and then was on Pacific duty in 1944 in the final battles around Okinawa. And after the war, was still active during the Korean War and during the Vietnam War. And she was eventually scrapped, I think, late 1960s, early 1970s, something like that. So definitely a long post-war career for this one still. Now, this being a Fletcher-class destroyer, well, we have a Fletcher-class destroyer, as in literally the Fletcher at Tier 9. So let's start and have a little bit of a look and see what the difference is between the Black and the Fletcher. And we already also have an extremely good, in my opinion at least, destroyer at Tier 9, a premium destroyer at Tier 9, the USS Benham, which is somewhat infamous for having the slowest torpedoes in the game. Although I'm not sure if that's still true with the introduction of the German sea mines that are on the Elbing line. But let's compare the Black and the Fletcher. The very first thing that stands out here is that the Black gets radar. Now, radar on destroyers wasn't actually completely unheard of. A lot of destroyers had at least fire control radar. And other than that, she has a worse smoke screen than the Fletcher. She obviously doesn't have the defensive AA, although having the defensive AA on a Fletcher is probably, I mean, it's okay, but you're no Friesland. And she gets one fewer of the engine boosts. But we have a radar destroyer. Now, radar destroyers are not unique at this tier. The Swedish destroyers have radar, and I think the Pan-Asian line at this point probably as well. The Black has just ever so marginally more hit points than a Fletcher. She is a tick slower, actually. And other than that, the maneuverability is sort of comparable. But yeah, 34 knots base speed for a Tier 9 destroyer is pretty darn dreary. I mean, the Fletcher is no speed demon to begin with. The guns have a very slightly longer range. And here's where it gets interesting, because these torpedoes are different. Very. They have a longer range, so she can relatively comfortably stealth torpedo. But they're about as fast as a French destroyer before it activates the engine boost. Are you serious? 47 knots. These torpedoes are sending a letter ahead before they're impacting. That's saying we would like to respectfully inform you that in about a day or two our torpedoes are going to impact on your ship, provided you're not changing speed or course. Yeah. They do a lot more damage though than the Fletcher torpedoes, and it still have the same reload. The AA is a bit worse, but then again, honestly, it doesn't really matter that much in this tier, because the AA is never going to be enough to do an awful lot against aircraft at this point. And the concealment is about the same with 6.3 kilometers. So let's have a quick look, and just to make sure that the Benham no longer holds the record for slowest torpedoes. No, this is comfortably 9 knots less than what the Benham is sailing. get a longer range and does a lot more damage, although she only gets 10 versus the Benham's 16. Yeah. You see that I've got the Yugumo in here, and I was just curious how the damage compares to the Yugumo, because the Yugumo also has smoke screen 1s and engine boost. And she doesn't get a radar, but torpedo-wise, well, the Yugumo torpedoes actually do less damage. And she only gets 8 of them, and they have a longer reload. But they have an almost 70 knot speed. So, on paper, the Black is a ship that has a relatively devastating torpedo broadside. In practice, that is a bit of a problem because of 2 factors. First, the torpedoes are so slow that even battleships can dodge them. Second, the Black is so slow that doing a rush against any enemy ship that has actually support and that you can't one-shot with those torpedoes is suicidal, because you don't have the speed to either get in or out of trouble. Yes, you do have a smoke screen, and that's very nice, but for torpedo rushes, she's really not particularly well suited. So anyway, let's have a look how the ship is set up. I have taken the main battery mod 2 because, well, I still see the American line as multi-role ships, and even though this seems to be more geared towards stealth, I think having a bit more gunpowder is not a bad thing. Although these are badminton shells, they go like poof, wee, and it takes them a while to get on target. So spitting out more of the buggers is probably not a terrible idea. Obviously propulsion in 1 and stealth in 2 and stealth in 3. There's no really any discussions about that for a destroyer build here. And the historical camo, which is relatively plain, let's put it that way, in my opinion. It gives us further gun range, further torpedo range, as if we needed it, better traverse and surface detection. So all in all, good things, which everything applied gets us to a gun range of over 9 kilometers, which is not bad, but don't have any illusions that you can hit anything else than battleships at that range with these guns. And it gives us a 10.3 kilometer torpedo range, which is very long and similar to what the scout cruisers on the German line have. And we have a surface detection of 5.4 kilometers, which is very, very good. The commander I've put in here, Joseph James, is having nothing really special here, honestly. You want the Mistweaver, you want the engine overload, you can't really get anything to boost the radar. You obviously eventually want the Giant Hunter, but there's not an awful lot really that you can use here, commander skill-wise, to boost your things, aside from the Mistweaver to make the smoke last a little bit longer. So, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to get to mention, elite bonus. You can either get more torpedo damage or more torpedo flooding chance or more gun range. I have actually gone with gun range because while it makes sense to boost these already absolutely murderous torpedoes, you're not gonna hit anything with them. You're gonna have to be exceedingly lucky to actually get these things on target, because they are so dog slow that most ships will have absolutely no trouble avoiding them. And you are playing at tier 9, which means you get into tier 10 games, which means there are definitely players around there who actually have realized that you can change the course and speed of the ship. I mean, most of them. So, while the idea of stealth torping with this thing is quite an interesting one, the absolutely ridiculously low torpedo speed makes it really, really difficult to do so. But enough talk, let's see some gameplay. The first battle I have for you is actually an interesting one, because we are top tier and we are playing on Blue Front, which I don't think is a map that I've been seeing an awful lot. We're up against Indomitable, Iowa, North Carolina, Gasconia, Neptune, Lightning, and the Kagero. Neptune, obviously, and the carrier. The carrier is a threat because it keeps us spotted. Indomitable can be a little bit of a can have a little bit of trouble with hitting destroyers because it's very hit and miss with the carpet bombers that she's sailing. But we are spawning in the middle pretty much, so we're probably going to catch B Cup and then go and have a look what we're going to do about, I would say, D. We have a YOLO Emilio with it, which is extremely fast, so he can head over to A. And I'm gonna have a quick look and see what's going on the other side, because the carrier isn't scouting; it's just going straight into the other carrier. There come the Indomitable planes. So we're spotted. They go for the Emilio, and yeah, that was actually not bad in terms of damage, but nothing that he can't heal back. And all right, we are spotted. We've got B Cap, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go over. Okay, lightning is over. Heading over into D. So let's see if we can deter the lightning. We were spotted anyway. There's also Kaguro. So both of the destroyers are on this side. So the battleships are relatively safe over in A and can deal with it themselves. There is some fire. Oh, there's the Neptune. Oh crap. Okay, do not want to be here. Keep shooting at the lightning. We'll drop some torpedoes in the general direction of the capture circle and then get the heck out of here. Because yeah, I don't want to tangle with the Neptune. Definitely not. So let's get the island between myself and these guys and see if we can do a little bit of harassment. There come the lightning torpedoes, I presume. I didn't get the proper spread out because I had the island between myself and that, so it was very difficult to... Yeah, lightning, are you going to run into those torpedoes? Yeah, you'd have to actually struggle with the lightning to run into this. Look, see, in any other torpedo boat, this would have been two torpedo hits on a lightning. In this thing, not so much. And yeah, so lightning and Neptune are now sitting comfortably in the capture circle. We have no battleship support on this side. The other two BBs are on the other side. So I'm just gonna tangle with these guys and actually doing flank defense now here because oh, lightning, you want to smoke up? Yeah, I've got radar. Unfortunately, I have no support, so because our cruiser is busy well, to his credit, is busy with the other destroyer. But I'm now sitting fully broadside onto a Neptune, which is not something I want to do. So engine boost up, and let's get the heck out of here while dropping some more torpedoes into the general direction of the capture circle. I don't really have a hope of actually hitting anything with these torpedoes because, you know, that's a lightning and a Neptune, and the lightning can easily avoid these torpedoes, and so can the Neptune. So, because the Neptune is just really an oversized destroyer, but I can't really contest these two. All I can do is try my level best. There comes the carrier, smoke up quickly. No, he's already targeted me. Okay, so that was a bit of a waste of a smoke screen, but yeah, it's an Indomitable. He's not doing an awful lot of damage with level bombers. Oh, 2 torpedo hits. I take that back. I can hit the Neptune. Why am I spotted? I shouldn't be spotted. I'm in my smoke screen. Game. Okay, anyway, there's the lightning. I didn't want to be in a smoke screen anyway, so let's shoot up the lightning and prevent him from coming over here because our carrier is completely exposed and seems to have no intention of doing anything about it. Let's drop the Iowa and then perform a fighting retreat against an Iowa, a lightning, and a Neptune, and try our level best to keep them off the carrier, who either has to move or maybe, I don't know, help. At least kill the lightning, you know, that'd be something. I mean, Neptune has a pretty decent AA, but lightning shouldn't be a huge difficulty for you. Anyway, I'm doing what I can to keep these guys out. Okay, Neptune is starting to shoot at the carrier because, and we got some torpedoes on the Iowa. Nice. Okay. Now you see, when you hit, you're doing some damage there. But yeah, now the North Carolina comes around as well, and obviously the Lexington is dead. That wasn't my fault. Sorry. Please do learn to either move your carrier or, you know, help with things a little. So B-Cap's lost. We are now 3 kills. We're now 3 ships down, and I have been doing nothing but fighting retreats the whole time. So I'm just gonna try and get the heck out of here. I'm smoking up, and I am out of radars at this point, and I am out of smoke screens, and I am out of engine boosts. So. Maybe the lightning will run into one of those torpedoes. Who am I kidding? And no, because these torpedoes are so damn slow. Alright, time to get the heck out of here. While keep shooting up the lightning. But yeah, there's nothing, absolutely nothing I can do at this point. We've got 2 battleships chasing a carrier. Nobody gives a crap about cap control, and I'm fighting half the enemy team on my own here on this flank. But you know, it's all about the engagement. That lightning, by the way, is getting on my nerves. He's really, really difficult to hit because he keeps changing his course and speed and refuses to sit still on broadside. And with these extremely floaty shells, at any kind of distance, it's actually pretty difficult to hit him. Now, I wouldn't mind getting a little closer with the lightning. The problem is, it's not just the lightning, there's also the Neptune out there. So that thing I cannot get into close range engagements with. So let's disengage from here. And see if we can do something about these guys. I mean, these torpedoes are really just sea mines. They're just there, floating gently in the breeze and waiting for somebody to stumble into them. That's all they are. Okay, so we've managed to go undetected. I do want to turn around here, so I'm going to quick beach, because it doesn't look like the Neptune is actually coming. It's extremely slow. Am I going to hit the Neptune with my sea mines? Yeah, I got a torpedo. Neptune, you really need to learn. I mean, you can't dodge these, then I don't know what you can dodge. It's a minute to go, and we're 2 kills down, so I don't see much of a chance that we're still going to win this unless Neptune runs into all the torpedoes. I might get another strike off at the North Carolina, but I think the North Carolina has learned. Yeah, the North Carolina has learned his lesson. I got another torpedo on the Neptune. The NC has learned his lesson and is already reversing behind the island, while the Neptune is trying to hit me from that range, and his shells are even floatier than mine. So unless the NC comes around and pops up forward, then there's not an awful lot. I can maybe kill the lightning. That's the last thing I might do here. So I might be able to kill the lightning because he's defensive against the battleships. And now he smokes up. But if I'm lucky, I will get some shots in. Oh, come on, give me some blind shots here. I want that lightning dead. That would be that's just the one achievement. And the lightning takes out the NC, but his smoke is dissipating, and that's the end of the lightning. Of course, the North Carolina has casually backed off behind an island, because backing off a North Carolina or an Iowa behind an island is obviously enough to just avoid these torpedoes, and that is the end of the game. So, yeah. As you can see, if you can hit with these torpedoes, they are doing a decent amount of damage. The problem is to make that happen. In the second battle, we are playing base capture on Atlantic, and there's no carrier. And we've got 4 battleships on the enemy team. It's a tier 10 game, so we're up against Kurfürst, Republik, Yamato, Alsace. Unfortunately, also against Mino and Des Moines, and the Somers. So, no carrier, that's good. 2 cruisers, meh. I could have done without those 2. But lots of battleships to farm. So ideal terrain for a stealth torpedo destroyer, right? Like you just, stay concealed, drop your torpedoes, as you would do, say, in a Yugumo. Well, in theory, yes, if it wasn't for that one tiny problem. Anyway, engine boost up for what it's worth. We still can't reach even 40 knots. But given that there's no carrier, I'm going to go scout. We've got a Worcester with me, which is nice. So if we are running into the Somers, well, who am I kidding, right? Who in his right mind would use an extremely useful tier 10 light cruiser, which is all the consumables to deal with destroyers briefly and very fatally, to do anything else but sit in the back and try to farm battleships. Anyway, scouting is the first step to victory. So let's go and see if we can find anything. I don't think I can outspot the Somers. I think we're about equal on concealment. So. I am gonna be a little careful here, just so I don't run into any kind of Somers torpedoes that might have been preemptively launched. But nothing seems to be there. Nope, there's the Somers, and yes, we are completely spotting each other. Okay, I'm not dropping the Somers. I'm dropping the Des Moines, because there's no way in hell I'm ever gonna hit the Somers from here. But hopefully, if the Des Moines just keeps sailing, maybe he'll not suspect my torpedoes to come in. Okay, I do want to keep my distance from the Somers. I am trying to hit him with guns. He's not shooting back, so But the Des Moines is, and he doesn't need to. See, that's the problem. Now, I have a Worcester, which would be extremely useful right about now in helping out with the... Oh, am I going to get a torpedo hit on the Somers? Yes, I got a torpedo hit on the Somers. Not what I was aiming for, but hey, I'll take it. Worcester, would you maybe be of assistance with the Somers? Now, to be fair, the Somers has buggered off into the safety of his own battle group there. So I'm going to go undetected again. And yeah, you don't want to... Oh, there he is. No, there he is again. Hello, he's coming out. Yes, the Worcester is firing at the Somers. Okay, I'll radar him. Come on. Come on, just kill him. Use your armor piercing. It's a destroyer. Don't use high explosive. Use armor piercing. Shoot the... Why are you shooting the Des Moines? Shoot the bloody destroyer. Okay, well... Anyway, because if that destroyer is gone, there's nothing here that can spot me. Okay. We drop torpedoes in the general direction of the Republik, and will not fire at the Republik, just not to give that away. We'll try to get some shots off at the Des Moines, and maybe he'll run into some torpedoes. Up there is that pesky Somers again. This guy is an absolute thorn in my side here. So he's still refusing to use his guns, so he's probably going to try and torpedo me. We got 2 torpedo hits on the Republik, because even in the Republik, it's absolutely no problem to get that thing. And the Worcester is running away, so which is understandable. You don't wanna get a Republik charging at you. I'm not sure what my battleships are doing all the way back there, but heck, what do I know? There's Alsace over there. Yeah, Alsace has seen me, because I am obviously shooting at the Somers, and I'm dodging Somers torpedo. So, let's see if we can push the Alsace away. I don't know if he's going forward or backwards, so we'll just drop some torpedoes in his general direction. I'm still spotted. I should go undetected any second, unless the Somers is close by again. I do have to watch out with his torpedoes. Okay, now I'm undetected again. And I could go for the capture circle if it wasn't for this guy here, who keeps chasing after me. And my radar is on cooldown. Okay, and he smokes up. I don't have smoke ready right now, so we'll just go defensive against his torpedoes. And smoke up ourselves. Is he staying in his smoke screen? There come the torpedoes, yep. I might be taking one. That was a relatively narrow spread. Depends on where they're spreading. Yeah, I'm gonna take one. That's okay. I can survive one torpedo. Now I've got radar. Oh, he's actually outside his smoke screen. Okay, not bad. Not a terrible idea to be outside your smoke screen, because I mean, it doesn't help him. I have radar, but you could try to hide behind it, but if you're up against an enemy destroyer, being inside your own smoke screen is often not a great idea, because they are going to torpedo that smoke screen. So Somers is now in relatively low health, but once again, Somers just doesn't fire his guns and runs away, and we have already lost our Worcester, and we've lost one of our destroyers on the other side. So at this point, I don't think I can make it to the capture circle in time. So we do have to kill something. Because it's 2 minutes out. There's no way I'm going to make it to the capture circle in time. If it wasn't for that darn Somers, I might have been able to make it. But okay, we're still detected. There come the Somers torpedoes. Can I thread that needle? I'm going to take another one, don't I? Yep, I'm going to take another one. That's okay. There he is. Not bad torpedoes, and he smokes up again, obviously, and uses his guns. So smoke screens, torpedo magnets. We'll smoke up ourselves. He just fired, so he doesn't have torpedoes, so I can't sit in my smoke screen, while he can't really sit in his. Where is he going? And okay, so he's again not actually stayed in his smoke screen, which is a smart move. But you know, never expect that people do the same thing twice. So it was worth a try just to drop the torpedoes into the smoke screen. And let's see if I can get him with guns. But once again, he's not firing his guns, even though he is on lower hit points, and he's probably going to lose a gunfight against me at this point. So he goes stealth again, which means once again I am distracted from what I was supposed to be doing, which is torpedoing all those battleships, and we're down to 2 ships at this point. We've only sunk 2, and there's that. Just because of that Somers, who is a continuous thorn in my side. Now, there is the Des Moines. Where are you going, Des Moines? Okay, in case he knows that I'm here, right? So I can't go that way, which means I have to turn right, which means I'm not currently spotted. So hopefully Somers is... Oh no, there he comes again. Clever girl. Dang it, I'm gonna take another one, am I? Yes, I'm gonna take another one. Okay, I can survive that, but now it's... now I'm fed up. You're out of torpedoes, right? Tell me you're out of torpedoes. I think you're out of torpedoes. Or you have like a reload or something left. But at this point, yep, he did. But I'm not falling for that old trick. And that Somers is dead, but now I'm the only one alive against 4, 20 seconds. Let's not waste anybody's time. Let's just sit here broadside and shoot at the Des Moines. And let's get that over with. There we go. Kudos to that Somers player. That was extremely irritating. And it was a well-fought battle. But yeah, so the black. Is this a good destroyer? No, it isn't. It's a terrible destroyer. Because the torpedoes are utterly useless. There are situations where you can use the black. You can use it for things like ambushes from extreme range, where you can compensate for the extremely close range, where you can compensate for the torpedo speed. But why give the ship 10-kilometer torpedo range if you can't hit anything with it at 10-kilometer range? The guns are useless against anything but battleships at anything but 5-kilometer range. And at this point, why would you want this? Just get a Fletcher. It's a better ship all around. It's got better smoke screens, and the radar is nice, but really you're not a destroyer hunter per se, because of the floaty guns and the extremely slow torpedoes. So I would say I'd be really, really hard pressed to give you a good reason to buy this ship when you can just get a Fletcher for free. There are other destroyers that have radar, so why? And it's too slow. Both the ship and the torpedoes are too slow. So that sort of sums it up for me. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.